We live in a changing world, where technology has fostered growth and new experiences in all aspects of our life. In particular, internet use has become part of everyday life. 90% of youth aged 5 to 14 years accessed the internet in the 12 months prior to April 2012. With such prevalent usage, it is important to investigate how a child's access to videos, television shows, movies, and social media affects their learning process and wider education.
Today, we'll investigate if popular culture can be used in the classroom to challenge stereotypes and foster inclusivity, and whether it can enhance the educational experience of this upcoming generation.
So what is popular culture? It is the practices, beliefs, and objects that the wider society accept and use, often promoted through mass media. Examples include dance, songs, social media, celebrities, and entertainment.
In an educational aspect, inclusivity facilitated by popular culture through the interactions between different individuals and groups. Inclusivity bears great influence on the creation of a safe and accepting learning environment for all students, specifically those who may otherwise be excluded because of difference in physical or intellectual ability, gender, ethnicity, or religion.
Stereotypes are the assumptions we make based on our mental schema, facilitated through exposure to representation of individuals and groups. These schemas are first developed in early childhood and are shaped by what we see and hear from our families, peers, school teachers, religious institutions, and arguably most significantly, the media. Every individual aspect of a portrayal of a person or group factors into the way we perceive them from that point on. Stereotypes can be harmless and are often said to be rooted in truth, although the real danger lies in the rigidity of categorization, specifically of those who are seen in any way as the other. As educators, we should aim to develop open-minded, understanding individuals who view each other as being equal despite difference. Thus, it is the positive, truthful representations of these individuals and groups, and the breaking down of existing prejudice and preconceived notions within pop culture that are most beneficial in education.
So now we have a brief understanding of what we're asking. Let's look at what education issues can be solved by pop culture in the first place. Issue number 1, student disinterest and making lessons memorable.
Without the incorporation of popular culture, lessons tend to blur from one to the next for most students. Utilizing popular culture within the classroom is an innovative and exciting experience, and will allow what is taught within the lesson to have a much more significant impact. Students are much more likely to be engaged and perform well when there is a level of personal interest and perceived expertise and understanding within a subject area. This can also factor into the student's own writing, as a higher degree of achievement may be attained if given the chance to write about a manifestation of course concepts in film, video, or other media.
Issue number 2, introducing new topics and concepts.
It can be difficult as an educator to bring about a new topic of study. Films, music videos, current events, and even internet memes can be used as a focal point for initial discussion within a subject area. This is beneficial not only as it allows interpersonal interaction, but as the student is able to draw upon their existing knowledge and opinions.
Issue number 3, providing a framework to analyze course material.
In subject areas such as English, which are reliant upon creating personal meaning from set texts, which are generally previously unknown to students, it can be daunting. Breaking down and analysing a familiar song, film, or meme allows the educator to introduce such skills in a simple manner before moving on to more advanced material.
Issue number 4, relatability and ease of understanding.
Students who are unable to recognize a connection between the content or skills they're learning and their everyday life are less likely to perform at a high standard due to the perception that the task at hand does not matter in the grand scheme of things. Relating a classroom idea to an aspect of popular culture relevant to the student develops this connection and promotes both motivation and effort. Additionally, popular culture serves to bridge the generational gap between a teacher and their students, bringing the teacher down to the level of their students and fostering both respect and understanding.
What difference is it making? Approximately 80% of Australians view cultural diversity as being positive. This figure has risen significantly in recent decades and will likely continue to do so. The annual Scanlon Foundation report mapping social cohesion showed 85% of 18 to 29-year-olds thought Australians should do more to learn about the customs and heritage of immigrant groups, compared to 67% of 40 to 49-year-olds and 59% of 60 to 69-year-olds. 26% of 18 to 24-year-olds hold homophobic views, compared to 53% of those 65 and over. High degree of acceptance of Islamic, Buddhist, Hindu, Jewish, and Sikh individuals, customs, and events.
One example of the successful implementation of pop culture into education was a STEM learning program created by the University of Nebraska called Sci-Pop Talks. In recognizing the lack of uni students undergoing science classes unless taking a science degree, the science school implemented a series of talks for the general student population to encourage STEM learning across the campus.
To summarize, it is clear how incorporating popular culture in and of itself into the classroom is able to greatly enhance the learning experience and present to students a tangible, familiar and relatable application of concepts, information and skills. The minds of our youth, moreover, are so easily susceptible to manipulation through every minuscule detail of the information, opinions, stories, media and characters with which we are faced in our day-to-day lives. It is thus fundamental that the individuals and groups represented within the realm of popular culture are portrayed truthfully, accurately, and on a level no higher nor lower than ourselves, which will in turn create educated individuals who demonstrate the capability to love and accept one another with no regard to personal differences. Whilst parents and peers may potentially play a portion of this role, it is most effectively the school that is the most significant agent in shaping and preparing an individual for their adult life, so we must act accordingly.